biggest trade union in the country, NUMSA, now appears to be going ahead with its conference in Cape Town, despite a court ruling last week saying it could not go ahead without a group of members and leaders who have been suspended. The conference is now, we understand, underway at the Cape Town International Convention Centre. Mandla Mazwai is the deputy chair of NUMSA in the Eastern Cape. Well, technically, he's the suspended deputy chair of NUMSA in the Eastern Cape. He's one of the people who've been suspended. Mandla, good afternoon to you. From what we can see, the NUMSA conference is now underway. You're one of the people who was suspended. How do you react to this?
Good afternoon, Stephen and peer viewers. The so-called Congress is continuing. They are in contempt of court. We've heard that they would have dispersed, leave to appeal. It's going to be heard this evening at around about 6, their application, and we oppose it. And as things stand, the said Congress is invalid, unconstitutional. So whatever they are going to decide there, whatever they are doing, they are in fact in contempt of the Labour Court ruling.
So just to be clear, as I understood the court order, they could not go ahead without the people who were suspended. Are any of the people who are suspended actually a part of the conference that's now underway? Have they been re-included?
No. There are various issues that we raised in our application through the second deputy president, Ruth Tokose. One of them, the one that we are raising, being the issue of the suspensions. Just to put you at ease, no one of us is in Cape Town. The only one who is in Cape Town is Comrade Vuyelufele, who is the regional secretary of the Western Cape, by virtue of him being the area of the said Congress. So he was the one who is able to be there. No logistical arrangements were made with us, no official communication from the union post the Labour Court ruling. So as things stand, I'm in East London, I'm ready to go to work. Comrades in various parts of the country who were impacted by these unlawful and invalid suspensions wherever they are in the country, Kuruleni, Citibank, JC Bears, Gqeberha. So I'm here. We are here. No one is, apart from the regional secretary of the Western Cape, is in the said Congress.
So we've got various dynamics here. You say there's going to be a court appeal heard tonight. Could that actually overturn the original ruling?
No, from where we are seated, Stephen, we are quite comfortable. The union has simply not adhered, as per the first directive of the Labour Court ruling, that it complies fully with the Constitution. One of the issues that was raised there was the issue not only of the suspensions, the unlawfulness of the suspension, that with regards to the Congress itself, there are certain constitutional prescripts that the union needs to adhere to. The major one and the most important one being the establishment of the Credentials Committee. The Credentials Committee, one of the key performance or functions of that structure that is supposed to be elected by the Central Committee is to verify and accreditate delegates to the Congress. Delegates to the Congress are members in good standing, members who pay 1% subscription. If you don't pay 1% subscription, you are not a member in good standing. Therefore, you can't attend any Congress of the Union. If you pay a flat rate, you can't be attending the National Congress. So that's part and parcel of the Credentials Committee. And you can't do that work. We've got over 1,000 plus delegates there. You can't do that work within 3-4 hours. It is done in months prior to the Congress. So yesterday, there was a central committee, special central committee that said, and it was that to tick those particular boxes, especially the issue of the Credentials Committee, to say that all the delegates to the said Congress are therefore accredited and approved. then therefore that Central Committee then agreed in their majority to say the Congress must continue. But all these issues will be further ventilated in the upcoming appeal by the union at 6 o'clock in the Labour Court.
Mandla, what's really driving this? Why are there suddenly such big divisions in NUMSA? I mean, the risk that the leadership that's currently holding this conference takes is that their conference will simply be declared null and void. What's really going on here? There are clearly divisions. Is it about money?
Stephen, it's a variety of issues, but the main issue is the issue of the investment arm and the lack of accountability insofar as the investment arm. We will have raised issues as far back as 2018. We've got resolutions in the Eastern Cape around the issue of the mismanagement, especially around 360 Life, where our members, our policyholders, who happens to be NUMSA members, have been coming to us complaining about the lack of payout in terms of policy. Some have to bury their loved ones without their policies being paid. Some have to borrow money. And then we've been writing to the national office bearers to raise these issues around the mismanagement in 360, to ask for accountability. It's not about, as some would like to spin it, it's an election fever. These are the mandates from the regions, from the locals, and we have escalated them to the NOPs till to this day. The NOPs have yet to respond or answer to any of those. So that's why some amongst ourselves, 50 plus who have been suspended, which of course have been invalidated by the Labour Court, were suspended for just asking for accountability in relation to the investment arm.
Mandla Mazwai, thank you very much. Indeed, the, I suppose, technically suspended deputy chair of NUMSA in the Eastern Cape. There is, of course, another side to that issue. I'm sure that they will be given a chance on Newzroom Afrika Channel 405. Happy to give them a chance as well to hear that side of that argument. We understand that that conference is currently underway in Cape Town.